In the previous video, I talked about the rat race, how my dreams are slipping away, how your dreams could be slipping away, especially if you've just started taking care of yourself, you just started taking on responsibilities like I have. And in this video, I just want to talk about wealth, making money, man, becoming rich. What's that all about? Where has it originated from? Why is it a constant? Why is it an ambition that many of us hold in this current generation? Why? Why aren't we becoming comfortable with the little that we have? Why do we want to make a lot of money at a very young age, let's say? Why? So where did this thought come from? When you watch a lot of the internet, it seems to be this thing that really stands out about being online, where people are showing off their lifestyles and people are traveling left, right, center. People are buying the latest gadgets. People are buying the latest branding clothes. Like, everything starts coming in your face and you start becoming aware of your state and you start growing this urge for wealth. You start growing this urge for money. You want to make a lot more money. For me, that thought has been there, but it hasn't necessarily been in the sense that I want to show off online. It's not really the case, but it's just been in the case of I want to be able to have enough that I won't really worry that much about money. Though with money, you can never stop worrying about money. Like, you just can't stop worrying about money. I mean, unless you just do away with some expectations, some interests, and you just stop becoming aware of some of the things that you don't have. And once that becomes like a reality in your head, it starts affecting your current situation. Your worldview now starts getting framed around making more money. But what is really wealth? What is wealth to someone? I was watching a video that day and it was by Ali Abdallah, and he was talking about how a lot of money or enough money can only be something that you as an individual can tell yourself that, yes, this is enough money for me, you as an individual. Or it depends on where you're living in the world. Because someone who's living in London, who's living in the UK, $50,000 may not be enough. But someone who's living in Africa, somewhere, let's say even here in Kampala, with $50,000, close to $100,000, that can be somewhat decent money. You can honestly buy land and even build on that land with that money, and perhaps remain with something to start a shop or start some shops and start making some somewhat passive income, or even build and just get someone to rent that in that place, and you don't work. You stop working and you could possibly even have some money left. Someone with $50,000 here can even step on some people's heads because they have that amount of money. Like, that amount of money can make them feel like a big dog, like a boss. But outside there, it's very normal. Like, you're a normal person. In fact, you're doing badly. In the US, they be talking about how someone will be telling you, I haven't done well for the past 3 years, and I've only been making $160,000 a year. $160,000 a year, and you're telling yourself you haven't done well. Do you know how much money that is when you convert it to African money? Do you know how you will be a don here with that amount of money? Somewhat of a don with $160,000. But outside there, it's not the case. So wealth is only determined by an individual and perhaps the environment that you're in. So once we understand that, it becomes now a bit easier for you to bear. And now, how do you start attaining that amount of wealth? How do you start making big money for you to feel comfortable about your situation and stop worrying so much about the future? We worry so much about the future. I've found myself worrying so much about the future just because of how things are going for me now. I mean, I'm not really doing that bad. I'm able to pay my rent. I'm able to buy food. I'm able to take care of myself every day, like just live a decent life. But the problem comes when I start thinking far ahead, and also when I'm unable to achieve my short-term goals. You want to buy a bike, you want to buy a car, and it's not possible in the next 3 months. It's not possible in the next 5 months. It could be possible in the next 3 years, but not possible in the next 3 months. So that becomes a problem. If just buying a car is a problem, is worrying you like this, not about building a house. What about traveling the world? And with social media exposing us to people who are living this lifestyle in our age category, it becomes loud. Like, okay, so how old is this person? This person is 23. They have a Ferrari. This person is 23. Or let's say even 25. Let's not make the person too young. Let's say the person is 25. The person has built. The person drives. The person has a family. You're there. You don't have a family. In fact, you're even avoiding girls. You're like, you know what? I have nothing to do with women right now. I have nothing to do with women. For example, me and my brother, we made this arrangement. 2040 is when we're going to get kids. 2040. That kind of hit my parents badly. Like, wait, what? 2040? 2040 is a long time. That's a very long time. I mean, yeah, it's a long time. It's a very long time. But also, when you look at the current state of how things are going, you're not under your parents' support. But how long is it going to take you to reach that position where you're going to feel comfortable about your situation? And also, much as you've not reached that level of wealth yet, you also want to live somewhat of a decent, entertaining life. You want to be able to travel a bit. You want to be able to go out and eat out a nice meal. And yeah, you want to be able to buy yourself something decent and just be able to live a bit. When you have someone you have to look after and your income status hasn't changed, that becomes a problem. Because now you won't be living for yourself anymore. You will be living for you. Okay, maybe for you in a bit, but you'll be living for this other person you brought in. When you come think of that, you're just like, you know what, let's not rush anything. Let's just, be patient. Let's hold ourselves back. Let's make the monies. Wealth is just how you see it. How much money do you need to really feel like, okay, now at this position of wealth, everything is kawa, like I can live at least the next 2-3 years without a job and maybe build myself in some other hobby, some other thing. Actually, that's a thought that has been in my head. Like, if I'm able to just have money that can allow me to pursue my interest, which is talking like this, making videos like this, and I have someone alongside who is editing the videos, and I don't have to worry about rent and all of that, I can now just start building up my communication skills, just talking, sharing stories, being more expressive, and amassing an audience. And maybe after those 3 years, I have a big enough audience to maybe pay a monthly subscription or buy a course that I've put out, or just YouTube paying me enough money for me to be able to cover my day-to-day expenses, something like that. There's so many people, so many companies experimenting with different business models. Actually, so many entrepreneurs trying to experiment with different business models. So they may bring you on, you're getting some decent pay, but if it's not working out, they lay you off. Recently, I started working with an entrepreneur, someone who wants to really get his YouTube out. These are faceless YouTube channels. We're making some decent thumbnails, I'm editing some decent content for them. But the numbers are fine. We're finding it hard to get the numbers up there. But the money is going, this person is spending money. So I'm just telling myself, how long before this client is like, you know what, this is a dead business, this is a dead end, I'm doing away with you guys. And the whole project gets shut down. Anytime you get an increase in income, your lifestyle now just gets a level up. It goes up a bit. I could be going for swimming every 2 days. It's now a problem. I can't really do that. How long am I going to sustain myself with this client before I'm in a position where I've been laid off, where this client is this is a dead end? So I might be editing videos, I might be doing some graphics work for this client, but when you see the numbers not going up, it becomes a problem. You just start becoming aware of the situation you're in, and now it becomes a reality. Okay, now what should I do? Should I continue living this fancy lifestyle that I'm in? Maybe I need to start thinking ahead of time. Maybe I need to start saving. And saving is a big part of building wealth. It's a big part of building wealth, but the discipline to save, knowing that there are things outside there that you could spend that money on, is hard. It's really hard. In the previous videos, talking about how I can go and I put a down payment on my bike and just start paying some money on every month. But buying a bike right now, is it like the smart move for me? Maybe I could even save some more money and maybe I could buy some decent land for like 8 to 10 million instead of buying a bike of like 7 or 6 or 7 million. When you look at how much money you're able to save a month, say you're saving 300,000 a month, like how long is it going to take you for you to make 10 million? How many years is it going to take you to make 10 million if you're saving 300,000 a month? So that becomes a problem. Like the thought now hits you and you're like, okay, if I need to increase it to at least 500 grand a month, I need to cut down my expenses. Now all of a sudden you think you're moving out, you think you're getting a lesser place. Instead of me renting in this nice place, in this nice area at 500,000, I'll start looking at going to rent at 300,000, let's say, which is really low. Like I'm sure there are places to rent for that, but it seems like really low. You can just start thinking of the different ways you can cut expenses, and that just means that instead of you growing, you're starting to go back in time. You're starting to go back. In the long run, I don't think that builds character. Okay, maybe it does if you're actually able to save, because you might move out and you're now able to save 500 grand a month, but your lifestyle isn't like improving that drastically. And instead of you having some fun, because making money isn't just all about paying expenses. And also, even if you're dreaming about the future, it shouldn't be something that affects your immediate life today. Okay, now that I'm looking to save 500 grand a month every month, I should stop eating well. I should stop diversifying my meals. I stick to only portion beans every day. Breakfast, only and only sweet potatoes and cassavas. No, it shouldn't be that. Yes, your life can be strict, but you still need to live. Much as you're trying to put money aside, much as you're trying to save a lot more money, it shouldn't affect your immediate life. Like you need to be able to still be able to go out, still be able to have some hobbies that you're doing, and also eat decently while still being able to save. When you're talking about wealth, you're talking about the future, you're talking about something that hasn't yet happened. Yes, you're trying to think far ahead into the future and trying to think far ahead into that future self of yours. And you may tell yourself that I'm saving this money for my future self. By that time is going to come, and now you're going to take on new responsibilities, because maybe you will have a family then. And this money that you are saving, this money that you are constantly putting aside and eating portion beans every day and not going for any activities, that money now is going to your family. Like now you have to pay school fees, you have to pay rent, you have to pay even more rent, because I don't think I'll be having a family in a studio apartment. You'll find that now you might be having some money, but even your standard of living has gone up. Like now you're spending a lot more money on a daily, you're spending a lot more money monthly. When you look back in time, you're like, I should have enjoyed my life a bit. I should have lived a bit. Yes, I was trying to like build some wealth, like trying to make some more money for my future self. But now the future is here and I still can't enjoy myself. Maybe perhaps another way to look at it is, if you're putting money aside, look for ways how that money can multiply. You can put that money aside, but think of business ideas, things that you can put that money into, and they start generating you money. Like you start making some more money on the side. I was thinking of investing, and I don't even know why up to now I haven't yet done it, but the month that's coming, I have to do it somewhere. Just invest in like a fund, or even invest in like a circle, and see how that money, builds up at say 16% per annum. So this whole thing of wealth shouldn't feel like a big burden on you if it's going to affect your immediate life. Like, yes, there's so many people making videos on the internet. Gen Zs are not stopping. They are putting out non-stop videos talking about how they've made $1 million in just, 100,000 in just a week or something like that. They're putting out all this content. And if you allow yourself to take all that content, you're going to start feeling depressed. You're going to feel so bad about the situation you're in. Have I reached that position yet? Somehow, but not directly in that sense, because I don't really watch videos of kids or people who have made so much money in like a short period of time on YouTube. I don't really do that. I just watch like videos of like financial experts, like just learning a lot about money, finances, how I can invest my money, how I can increase my money. And I was just like thinking about the thought of wealth, especially considering how I just wanted to like just buy myself like a car, buy myself a bike, possibly start building, like just thinking of all of that, and remembered that there are people who are out there who are able to do that like in a week, make all that money like in a week. And I just said, let me just talk about this, because you might be out there and you're also feeling the same way. Life is so stuck, it's stagnant, like you're not growing. Every month that comes, you're in the same position, you're in the same position, you're in the same position. Like, how are you able to improve? How are you able to grow outside of that? One way I try to give myself comfort in the everyday life that I live is by learning something new. The other day I was learning how to uh, do cursive writing, the writing, but in a nice way. I can do it in a sense, but not in a nice way. Like, my handwriting looks really bad, but there's that nice cursive writing. So I was seeing people doing it on YouTube, and I'm like, let me pick up on this. I downloaded some templates on my iPad, and I just write on it every day using this. Learn how to cursive write. Like, I just try to teach myself a new skill, try to teach myself something new, like get obsessed with something new. Because I also have this thing where I pick up on something, and once I've learned it, I lose interest. Nowadays, I don't really feel hyped about going for karaoke like I used to. Back then, I would be so like hyped. I would learn a song, lyrics to a rap song, because I used to do mainly rap, in like a week. And then I just go on Friday and I just, sample this guy's song. And I would always look forward to Fridays, but nowadays it's not really there. When I go for karaoke, I just sat down. I don't really like have that hype. Like, okay, yes, I was in that phase. Now what? I feel like I need something new. I need to just do something new, something outside of that. I'm actually thinking of getting myself like a PS5, setting it up with a driving simulator, so that I can be like driving on here, because I've been watching videos of people who be just sat in their room or something, and they just be driving across the map of US or crossing borders. You can do that in Forza Horizon. And what I looked at that, and it's just so interesting, like just seeing people sitting down, just driving, going across. And when I was watching the videos, they all just allowed me to feel comfort. Like, all of a sudden, I wasn't like feeling bad about the situation I'm in. I wasn't like feeling weighed down by life. Like, it was just fun, just watching someone drive and going through cities. Actually, after this, I think I'm going to watch like a video, and those videos are crazy long, like 40 minutes. But if I can just buy my own setup, like buy my driving simulator, have my PS4 there, and I'll still also, like, I still want to play some mission games. I was actually thinking of myself a while ago, telling myself, I think I've lost it for gaming. But also, when I come to think of the games that I've finished in the past, let's say 5 months, wow, or even in the past year, it's crazy. I finished Days Gone. I'm almost finishing Legend of Zelda. I finished Hitman. I played Stray. I was almost finishing it, only that I changed my laptop. Like, there's so many games that I've been playing, and I see that I still actually have the gaming guy inside me. So that's definitely something that I'm looking up to. I know if I get into this, I don't know how long the hype will be, but it's always good to just dream in the present moment. Don't think so much about it. I get my PS. If at all I start driving and I've driven the entire map of the US and I feel tired of it, I could always still do mission games, because I like to. The mission games that I want to play so bad, Far Cry, Uncharted, like all those games. And these are some of the activities that I indulge myself in, and they allow me to just forget about my situation somehow. Just allow me to go outside of my current situation and into another dimension. That's the whole purpose of games. If you don't play games, I don't know what you're up to. Like, I have this is what I've been using recently for gaming. The Nintendo, it really comes in clutch, where I'm having like a long day of editing and I just feel like, what, like it's too much work. Then I just get the Nintendo and I play like 2-3 matches of football, and once I'm done and I've won like some games, though usually I play legendary and sometimes I'll get beaten, and it will disturb me, then I'll play and I'll win. I get that hype, I get back to a project, like just something to distract me a little bit, then I get back. So yeah, man, that's possibly a way to like just not really worry about the future and worry about wealth. We're all going to get rich. Where I don't know how our parents did it, how they were able to make so much money back then, but we're all going to reach there. We're not all born with money. Like not everybody is born with money, but when you stay on the right path, when you start doing something, when you start getting invested in something, opportunities come up. As much as I dream a lot, I always try to like calm myself down, relax myself. It's actually why I'm recording this video. Before I wasn't recording content, I wasn't putting out content. Instead, I was just working, consuming content, working, consuming content. But now today I'm just like, let me like slow down my world. Everything is moving too fast. I'm here on GG scrolling, looking for the best bikes to go and put a down payment or not on. Like, let me stop doing that. Let me just slow down my world. Let me think about the next 2-3 years. Let me think far ahead in time. And this year, I'm trying to like build a safety net where I have money in savings. Like that whole start of how I think like 50% or 60% or even 40% of Americans don't have at least $1,000 in savings. It hit me so hard. And here, when you come back to our situation here in Africa, it might even be worse. Like, how many people do you think have 1 million Ugandan shillings just sat in their account in case something goes wrong? How many people? So I'm just trying to put in like that effort, because once I have like somewhat of a safety net, it can allow me to just, okay, continue dreaming, try to make some purchases, knowing that money that is there in savings, I shouldn't touch that. Actually, it gives you a feeling of wealth, because if you know you have money aside for emergencies and you never touch that money, it's always there. And it's, let's say $1,000, at least $1,000. Though usually they say you need to have money for at least 6 months worth of expenses. So if I pay rent 500, my expenses are like 300 grand, 800, plus maybe a bit of outing and what, and it makes 1M. I need to have at least 6 million in savings for the next 6 months in case anything goes wrong. I need to have at least 6 million in savings. So if I have like, say half of that, 3 million, it won't be bad, but it will allow me to say, okay, I have 3 million. The goal is to reach 6 million. So I'll still try to put aside more money. And if I make that 6 million, it gives me some comfort. In the present moment, if things are going bad, if life is coming at me hard, I know I still have some money. Let me just find a way to correct the situation that I'm in and make some more money on the side. Maybe send my CV to prospective clients and get some money coming in, get some work coming in, and start getting paid. But I won't feel so bad. I won't be in a very bad position like someone who has no savings, that when such situations come, they are completely wasted. Someone just goes and starts drinking. Someone has problems. They are shouting at their partner like that, because they have nothing in savings. And now all they have to do is maybe try to get a loan. And once you get a loan, you have to pay interest. Like, there's so much that's coming up. Your situation just worsens and worsens. And even if you get a job, you still have to pay off that debt. If you've not had a job for like 3 months, you have to pay back that money for that 3 months worth of expenses. Like, it's crazy. So if you have a bit of savings, if you have 6 months worth of savings, in my case, if I have 6 million worth of savings, that money can just allow me a bit of comfort. Okay, now I've been laid off. I don't have work. I don't have any clients I'm working with. Let's send out CVs. Let's go to media houses. Let's see how we can get them to hire me. Let's see how I can get myself more work. And now I won't feel like, yes, the pressure will be there, but I'll not go mad because I don't have work. And it may take a while, but before the 6th month, maybe like in 3 months or 4 months, you would have gotten another job. You'd have gotten another job, and now you start making some more money and start saving again. Like that. So much as you may not be having the wealth, you may not be having that much money, not worry about your everyday expenses, but you can create a situation where you feel like you have wealth. You can create a situation where you feel like you have money just by saving. Just save a good amount of money. I think 6 million is around $2,000, or $2,000 like 7 point something million. But let's just say, have like $2,000 in savings, and with that $2,000, it can just give you some comfort, some ease of mind. I think this is how I'm going to conclude this video. As long as you have a safety net in a sense, and you still have a job that's paying you monthly, by having a safety net, it allows you to feel somewhat comfortable with your situation and just continue growing, continue being optimistic that you can make more money in the future. So guys, that's been it for this video. Tell me what you think about what I've said. You worry so much about the future. You worry that you don't have wealth. But if you worry about wealth and you want a way to sleep at night, you want a way to just feel comfortable about your situation, set out an emergency fund, have at least $2,000 in savings, just enough money, have at least 6 months worth of expenses in savings so that you can have peace of mind. And when things go bad, you can always rely on that money as you're trying to fix your current life situation. And yeah, that's been it for the video. I still feel like talking, but my head feels blank. I'm not used to talking this much.